Donald Trump pulling in 19% support from black voters. That is actually triple what he got in 2020. What do you make of that? What is he doing right to win them over?
I don't make anything of these polls that are talking to imaginary black folks. I would love to know, for one, who they're talking to, because I've not seen.
So you think that they don't exist?
I think that they are, maybe, you know what they might be the invisible man that Ralph Ellison talked about in his book. I don't know who these people are. There was a Trump ad that was released, I believe today, that's targeting black women voters. And there are these people who are, allegedly exist all throughout the country, and they're reading scripts. You can see their eye line going over here. And I think some of them might be paid to say some of these things. I'm not sure. But here's what I do know, Cam.
Several months later.
How do we grapple with the reality of what just happened?
I was hoping that we could kind of succinctly go through like the stages of grief, because they have been so extreme. And I think that there are so many people at home, including just based on that question, who can relate to that. I've gone from deep sadness and depression, like Andrew mentioned. I was waking up in the middle of the night going, like, is this real? And then I went through denial, which was like, okay, clearly this thing was stolen. Who did he steal votes from last time he was looking for votes?
Former President Obama was back out last night. This is the first time since he was in Pittsburgh, and invoked the potential of sexism. Should there be a course correction? Because there was so much backlash to that framework, was it a mistake for the former president to say what he did, or to say it publicly? What was your assessment of what we heard from former President Obama?
I think that it's wonderful that President Obama is out hitting the trail for democracy, frankly. And what I think is a mistake is to let white folks escape the accountability that they must face for not showing up to save democracy themselves. Like, wow. They want to get mad at presidential candidates, right, when they don't wear a flag lapel pin, or they don't see you pledging allegiance to the flag. That's what they want to get upset about. Now, the face of patriotism to them looks like trying to tear down the Capitol in a terrorist attack on January 6, 2021. So the responsibility of saving democracy should be on the largest demographic in this country. That is white men and white women. What I want to see is for them to march themselves to the polls, including today.
I think that I feel the obligation.
She about to cry.
Yes.
I feel
her face
frustrated. Honestly, with myself, because I spent so much time over the last couple of weeks just focusing on the half that I hate right now, like the half of the country that I despise.
So you hate them. That's great.
And I'm frustrated about that, because you don't get understanding through frustration and hate. And I think that what I feel guilty about is knowing that there's an obligation to a whole other half, of the country, and feeling like there has to be a conversation, a come to Jesus, as they say, with so many people, because we are really not on the same page. And I am at a loss at this point for how to get there. And so I
just want to know what page she wants to get on.
Look at your background. Look what's on her screen.
Native Land Podcast.
Who's going to get on that page with you?
I just don't understand, what is the goal of a lot of these types of people and race hustlers and stuff? Like, you get on these national platforms, right? You want people to support your cause, right? And then obviously they're not. So
they didn't.
And your effort to get them to support your cause, you insult them.
Well, what is she fighting for?
To save democracy?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though.
Yeah, she's fighting for
Kamala. So you do all this race hustling
president.
towards black
nonsense.
people. I'm sorry, she does all this race hustling towards black people. They lost some of the black vote. So what you're doing isn't working. What you do, the cop out is it's white people's fault.
Well, it's still 95%. It's still working.
Bro, but they lost. So all this race hustling, did any of it work? If all these people race hustled and y'all still lost some of the black vote from last election, did any of it work? This is more of a horrible thing.
It kind of did work, because the race kind of being this close for somebody just hopping in the race for 3 or 4 months left of the election.
Before the race, it's always been race hustlers. Before the race hustling, black people was voting for Democrats all the time. At one point, it was probably 99%.
Well, they probably been doing that. They've been
So
race
what I'm
hustling
saying
since
is,
the 70s.
that's what I said. They
Since
probably
the
been
60s.
doing it. So now people are progressing. Black people are progressing in life and in America, and they're going to realize this is stupid. It's obviously going to keep declining. Next
I don't
election,
know,
it's going to be
bro.
worse.
I will say it's working because 95%.
But Taj, how can you
Is it
say
working?
something? How
You
can
think
say
race
something-
hustling
hold on,
is
hold on.
working?
How is something
Are
working?
you serious?
If it's going down.
Yeah, you're very
No,
wrong.
listen,
You're
listen,
very
listen.
wrong.
I'm trying to figure out what he's
I
talking
know,
about.
Can you listen? You let me.
Yeah, yes.
95% black people still voted
No, it
Democrat.
didn't. It wasn't
Women.
95.
95% of black
It was
women.
80.
Obviously, it's working for
It was
what-
80.
It's working for women.
Stop saying 95,
okay.
80.
Okay, 80%.
And
It worked
the
for
back-
their
the num-
advantage. If they're using that, it
Let's
still
talk
worked
about it.
80.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
I'm
it.
talking about for black people, it's gonna work.
From the
88%.
last two elections.
That's why I said.
From the last two elections.
No.
The black vote has gone down. The support for the Democrat Party in black people has gone down. Maybe in women, no, but in men, yes. That's a huge percentage.
That's
so it's
fair.
going down. So then that would mean it's not working. I'm gonna tell you why it's not working. I'm gonna tell you why it works for women. Because you put a women candidate. The reason why the Democrat Party works so good for black women is because you have all these black women senators in the Democrat Party, and they push all these rhetoric, and they love that shit. Black men, they feel forgot by it. I mean, name one black man in the Democrat Party that black men can get behind besides Obama.
No,
and niggas not getting behind Obama
I'm not
no more.
saying-
Just answer the question. Don't start
No,
explaining it. I don't
can
want
you
to
let
explain
me
it.
defend
No,
why
because
I
you're not
said
explaining it.
that?
I'm answering the
It
question.
still
Answer my
worked
question.
because 95%
Okay,
women still believe in it.
If you would have answered my question, I could have told you why, but I don't even want to talk about it because you're not going to answer my question.
Let's just continue.
You don't seem to get it.
What I'm saying is, Taj, if I
It didn't
if I-
win
hold
the
on,
election.
Bro,
Yeah, I
it's
understand.
not working.
I understand. It didn't win the election.
Okay,
I
It's not
understand.
working.
Look. So
The
if I'm a
numbers,
big-
the
hold on.
numbers from the last
Hold
two
on.
elections
It's
in black people have gone down.
Exactly.
So if
That's
it's
what I'm
going
saying.
down,
It's
it's
still
not
over
working.
50%.
Okay, but let me
Bro,
tell you what.
but still, it's going down, though. It's going down,
Yeah,
though.
it is going down, but it's
Okay.
still over
Okay,
50%.
It's going down, though.
Look, let's
Goodness
continue.
gracious.
I don't even know.
Fuck.
Look, I know that. Because look, bro, if I'm a business owner and I say I'm a business owner of the Mavericks, and we want to do a different business strategy because our fans are going down, maybe, or they're staying the same. If we do this business strategy and our fans go down, what we just tried to do did not work.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's business.
Bro,
You say, oh, maybe it's working. because we're still going-
Listen. No, bro, stop.
Why is the percentage still so high?
Stop.
The percentage was not being
Because
high.
it's always
Stop
gonna be
arguing.
high.
Stop arguing. I'm
No,
gonna tell you
that's
something.
the only thing
Stop
I'm
arguing.
saying. That's
Stop
the only thing I'm
arguing.
arguing about.
Just stop.
That's the only thing
Just
I'm arguing.
stop. If we watch the news and everything we seen on CNN and all the posters say she's doing worse in every single category with Democrat voters, how is that getting better?
No, I'm saying Kamala lost.
Okay, Taj.
But
I'm
no,
not
but
talking about Kamala. I'm not talking about the election.
Okay, but
I'm
let's
talking about
continue,
the race
bro.
hustling. Because it still had 95% people still believe in that shit.
Because
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you
That's all
why.
I'm really-
But I'm
that's
trying
all
to tell you.
I'm arguing for.
But if you don't stop arguing
that's
and listen to what I'm
obvious.
trying to tell you, I'll tell you why. Every single percentage of Democrat on men's side dropped. The only party that was still strong with black women. Why do you think that is? Because they want a black woman president. They want to hang their hat on that shit.
It worked
You have all
on
these.
them.
You have all these black women in Democrat positions. You got a black woman on the Supreme Court. You got black women on Congress, like multiple black women on Congress, like Jasmine Crockett. You got all these black women and governors on the Democrat side. Black women like that shit. They feel supported over there. Name one black man that you can get behind on the Democrat side. No, I asked you that earlier. You trying to defend
I'm
your
not gonna
point?
get
Just
behind,
name one.
but
Just
somebody
name one.
probably get
Just
behind
name one.
them. Somebody
Exactly.
probably fuck
There's
with Jamal.
not one.
I don't know.
There's
I'm
not
not me.
one.
It's
So
not me.
when you see all these women get all this representation, and then they come out and and the first thing they want to put foot towards, oh, we're gonna protect illegal immigration and LGBTQ rights. What black man wants that shit? None. Okay, so the black men who are paying attention and waking up to that shit are voting the other way. At least on the other side, you're going to get a fair seat, a fair position in society, and know if you follow the law and work hard, your money is going to go towards something. It's going to have some value.
Let's just go.
More
bro.
people are gonna
You're
continue to wake
Y'all
up
are
to
right.
that.
But at the end of the day,
So-
Taj, when either something, if it works,
let's-
it either stays the same or it goes up. If it worked, but something going down does not mean that it didn't work.
Exactly.
Of
You're
course,
talking
it's
about,
going.
you're talking about,
Obviously, it's going to stay like
obviously,
that. But it
obviously,
didn't work.
Obviously, black women are going to vote the highest for Democrat. They've been the highest voting bloc for Democrats for 100 years. That's not shocking to anyone. That's going to be the hardest one to break. The men,
even arguing that,
it's not going to be that hard.
I see what you're saying, but it's like the stock market. If something you did in the stock market went up, it worked. But if it went down, it didn't work.
Exactly.
What
Exactly. She performed worse. She performed worse than every other Democrat president in the last 3 elections. You talking about, it's still working. No, it's not working.
I'm not saying it's working.
It's
working.
failing.
It's working. It's working like some dumbasses.
Black women.
But if your show goes down, what y'all are doing isn't working.
You think black women are going to show up in droves and vote for the woman they just campaigned on being a black woman president?
I don't know why you explain
okay,
that to
nigga.
you, bro.
Let's be for real.
Knowing that there's an obligation to a whole other half.
She said, I hate 50% of the country because they know that there's an obligation to a whole other half. People aren't obligated to support you. They're not obligated to vote your way. They're not obligated to see your causes and put what they want on the back burner because you want something because you're a minority and da-da-da-da-da. That's why you lost. That's why you'll continue to lose. People aren't hearing that shit. People don't need to pick your ass up just because you feel some way. You have to gain their vote, earn their vote, not by telling them, oh, you're obligated to give me your vote. That shit ain't gonna work.
Knowing that there's an obligation to a whole other half, you know, of the country and feeling like there has to be a conversation, you know, a come to Jesus, as they say, with so many people because we are really not on the same page. And I am at a loss at this point for how to get there. And so I think you guys know I'm fiercely competitive over all kinds of ridiculous things. But what I really don't like to do is I don't mind saying I don't know. I don't mind admitting I don't know. I hate not knowing for an extended period of time and feeling like the overwhelm of I don't know where to turn to find the answer, right? Like, I don't even know if at this point people will be honest about their reasons for voting for the other side or if they'll be honest about who they really voted for because they probably know us or have seen us and wouldn't feel comfortable telling us the truth. So where do you go to solve an I don't know when you're not even confident that people will be honest with you? You know what I mean? And it's like the weight of that. We were in our group chat earlier, and I'm sorry if I'm
expensive and difficult. Imagine thinking that's a flex.
Like, oh my God, this is delusion, guys. Nah, yeah, bro. We got to fix something in the black community.
There's a lot of things that need to be fixed in the black community. I was thinking about that yesterday.
Delusional.
Hey, this is why I said, hey,
there's a lot of things that need to be fixed.
People still eat this. Cool. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
Like, why would I, as a man, want to deal with something that's expensive and difficult? The fuck?
This is
That's why
actually
people don't go to college because it's expensive and difficult.
This is red hair, blue hair, screaming on the street, liberals.
Oh, I agree.
the weight of that. We were in our group chat earlier, and I'm sorry if I'm flailing. I'm trying to make sense. We were in our group chat earlier. And by the way, group chats are now triggering to me because I feel like are we just another echo chamber where we're in our own bubble because now we're all getting off Twitter because now Twitter is going to be the hellscape. And now who are we going to talk to beyond our bubbles because we all think at least similar, maybe not the same, but similar. Anyway, I digress. My point is we were in a group chat earlier and there's this conversation about if the Rainbow Coalition essentially is a thing. Like, are we going to all be able to come together as people of color and do the damn thing? And the conversation was like, no, I don't think it's a thing. And I can't lose that hope. Like, if we lose that hope, we don't have a path, y'all. Like, we really don't. If we cannot figure out how to be in coalition, in solidarity on multiple challenges, on multiple fronts, for multiple policy issues, we are f***ed.
Yeah.
We are. Like, there's not a nice way for me to say, Dad, sorry, I had to cuss it. There's no other way for me to explain it. We are f***ed.
Thank you, Trump.
If there's no coalition, if there is no coming together for a larger group, there is no path to victory. And I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose.
Y'all lost.
Well, Tiff, where
that's
you
where
at?
I am.
Well, I just want to say
No.
this about the
the coalition building, because as you all know, I've talked about it on this show and in everything I've done, I have believed in the multiracial coalition. I've always said I have the Fred Hampton approach, like bring everybody along and let's, we align, we can win.
It's crazy because these women would have had their own community destroyed by illegals and have multiple people that took resources from black people.
They mad at Andrew Schultz for what he said.
Oh my
Well, Kendrick said something about it.
Kendrick said something about what Andrew Schultz said.
And like also like
Andrew Schultz made a joke on his podcast about black women.
And Kendrick said that in where? On the album?
On his album, yeah. He said, don't let these white comedians talk about black women ever.
Hey man, I'm tired of soft ass niggas, y'all. I like Kendrick, man, but like I
like Kendrick.
Some of this shit gotta be like, it gotta be solved, bro. What did Andrew Schultz say?
It was like a long joke. He was like,
because the dude got
he said like he was talking about like when white dudes get in relationships with black women, they glow up. He was like, yeah, he grow a beard and get all this money. He was like, yeah, because he said he grew a beard to get the cushion for when she slapped the fuck out of him and get all that. He's like all that complaining and stuff. It was like a crazy joke.
He was just making jokes.
Yeah, Ryan Clark was bitching about it too. Everybody was all
tired
upset.
of people getting mad.
I was like, guys, it was just a joke. Like, relax.
If they could make fun of
I
us
seen
on
somebody
the
mad
internet,
at Charlie Kirk the other day, and they were like, "Why did that guy make that joke on stage with Trump?" And Charlie was like, "I didn't like the joke. Like he said, he's just a comedian. Like let's not make
you
this
talking about
seem
kill
like,
talk? It's a joke.
Like yeah,
come on, bro. Like damn, it's comedy. Like now we policing comedy.
Hey man, actually, black people are like extreme liberal too. Like, I mean, they are because they vote.
I won't
Democrat,
say all
obviously.
black people are.
Not all of them, but like I'm starting to realize a lot of them are like soft.
I would say more black people just vote Democrat just because they feel like they have to because they're black and they feel
but
like
50% of them are soft as hell.
It's more for sure. But I think a lot of black people vote Democrat because they think the Democrat Party is more supportive of black people and cares about black people, and that's what black people do. And the other side is racist and da 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 da. It's all nonsense to me.
All right, guys, this was hilarious.
88%, man.
The liberals are still melting down. I bet that percent goes down next election. Also,
me personally, I don't have.
I bet so. I bet that our platform gets bigger than her platform. Our stuff is rising and the Breakfast Club is going down. So if they're going down, Taj, and we're going up, what's going to happen next election?
I just think we just keep it 100 on here, bro.
We seen it this time. We seen the results.
Well, people probably thought in our position the same thing, and then they had the George Floyd thing, changed the whole spectrum.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Listen,
we don't know. I don't know what people.
We got X, man. That was Twitter.
Don't know what they be plotting.
That was Twitter.
They be plotting.
All I'm saying is, I know my dad. He voted Democrat all his life, and he doesn't like none of the shit Democrats and the liberals do.
For sure.
Hey. I know it's other people out there.
I just think there's a lot of issues in the Democrat Party that I just don't get behind. Like I don't know. I just don't agree with the ideology that I'm black. I'm supposed to be aligned with everybody who's not white. We're supposed to come together to dismantle America with the Democrat Party. I think that's just dumb. Like I think that shit is absolutely ridiculous. I think that when you start hanging your hat on things like that, people start to realize how fucking ridiculous this shit is. I mean, like I don't think America's that bad. It has bad things happen in America. Of course. Have bad things happen in every country on planet Earth? Of course.
So where you want to go?
We're going to focus on the bad. We're going to focus on the good. Like, listen.
Y'all want to go live on an island or something?
It's people here making millions of dollars because they went and got an opportunity. Like, I'm supposed to sit around and be sad because
be expensive and difficult.
Feel bad for a motherfucker who didn't? No, I can't do that one.
Let us know what y'all think, man.